a very deep way, something which is a must as in the Smicha program. It's basically the patent regarding all Jewish souls, all their works. Alors, on va prendre ni l'un ni l'autre, on va commencer sans ça. Après, on va aller dans chaque année. So I sent the picture in the group. Je vais envoyer photo dans le groupe. We want to see basically what is the inner aspect of all the 7 weeks of the Sefirat HaOMer. On va voir c'est quoi l'aspect intérieur des 7 semaines de la Sefirat HaOMer. And we're going to go deeper than what we did last year. On va aller plus en profondeur que ce qu'on a fait l'année dernière. Just find something and then start. So you have the picture in the group. We're going to start and after we're going to go in the Etzraim. Je vous envoie les photos, on va commencer. Et après, on va aller dans le Etzraim. Voilà. Okay. So let's start with Hashem. So you see, we know that the 7 weeks of the Sefirat HaOMer, before we see what it means exactly, are related to the. It will be in my Siddur. It's related to the 7 kings. So you know, here is Sefirat HaOMer. So we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the purpose for us will be to understand that basically during that period, every single souls of the Israel are rooted. That's why sometimes it's said that the worst day at HaOMer is probably the day you were connected with more than the other day. The day, nothing. You wake up in the morning, you hit your head in the bed, you bleed, you go to the bathroom, you fall, you come in the living room, you see a message, you bank call you have to put money now, or people like, what is that day? That day, it's your roots. Ce jour-là, c'est ta racine. But let's see. So it's like this. I send the picture. Look, I will share it with you. The first picture is basically, it's all about the Kavanot, but according to Bethel. So you see, this is the prayer you do at the end of the first week. C'est la prière qu'on fait à la fin de la première semaine. So what is the king connected to the first week?
Bella ben Beor.
Bella ben Beor. I will not read all the text, but I will be focused with you on the most important part, telling us basically what we are dealing with. So, il say like this. Il dit comme ça. So, Yiratum Lefane Hashem Elokeinu V'Lavotenu. We jump. Inenu. Inenu modim. Ve'ozvim otam. So, I'll go back. Let's do it like that. We are in the mood. יראת מלפני אדוני אלוהינו אבותינו, שאם חטאנו ואבינו ופשענו ופגמנו, באיזה בחינת ומשבעת בחינות מוכין לחוכמה דזה, או באיזה בחינת מזין בחינות דפנימי ומקיף דחסד הראשון דדת דזה. So you see, talk about two different spaces. On parle de deux espaces. First space, he said, if we're on the first week, if I messed up with the chokhmah of Zah, and at the same time, if I messed up with the chesed of Zah, of the dot of Zah. So where are we? Look. Oh, be'achar hashiva'at sfirot de chesed deva ke de Zah. Oh, be'eze prinat meshiva prinot pnimi'im makif de gvura rishona'a de dat de Zah. Oh, be'achar shiva'at sfirot de chesed deva de nuk de Zah. So basically, what he's telling you, people always say, first week it's chesed.
Right.
Yes, but only in one aspect. There is many aspects from where we can look at the weeks of the Sefirat HaOMer. We can look at the Olamot. We can look at the Otiyot. We can look at the Orot. We can look at the Partsufim. It's not the same story. So to say basically, no, the first week it's chesed, it's like someone say, okay, Rabbi Shimon, it's the beard. No, it's the head, the arms, the legs. So all these different aspects which are expressed by the first week. Ça, c'est différentes histories qui vont être exprimées par la première semaine. That's why you will see.
So it's not Hesed, it's every combination of this rule.
Chesed is 1/7 of the aspect you deal with in the first week. For example, you deal with everything which will be called one in different aspects.
Yeah, so you have Hesed of Gevura, Hesed of
No, it can be Chesed if you are in the Dat. It can be Chochma if you are in the Old Partsuf. It can be Milui. I will show to you. You see? Everything what is one. Look. First of all, this is the Yom Echad, right? Yom Echad. You have the masculine dimension and the feminine dimension. Because you count for you and your feminine part, or for you and your wife. So when it's her, it's not the same thing. When it's you, not the same thing. So let's say you say, okay, Chesed. You know Chesed, okay. Chesed, it will be the Segol. Because it's a Sfira of Chesed. But after, look. You see, for the woman, it's another thing, it's Sere. Because the woman, she have no Chasadim. She receives from Gvurot. So Gvura can also be number one for the woman perspective. You see? So it's a whole, I will not go inside, but it's a whole thing to understand that the first week we deal with all the dimension one. Yeah.
So say a man who is married, and the days where we have Havanot and stuff, you have to do both. You have to think of both, the one for the man and for the woman at the same time when you're doing it, or separate.
No, always both, because it's not you only, it's about Za and Nukva.
Right.
There. So you have to connect them, never separate them.
Right.
You see, for example, you see here, you have the Chesed in Za, but after when you get to Nukva, you give to her the 6 Sefirat. It's a whole thing. I don't open it because not the moment, we're not ready, but just to let you know that it's not like black and white. Oh, first week is Chesed, okay, Chesed, come and act. No, there's many things. Look. So he said, הננו מודים ועוזבים אותה ואתה ברחמך במעשה ויתוקנו כל הפגמים. So this in the first week fix all the damage reports, fix toutes les dommages qu'on a apportés. בכוח סגולת שירת HaOMer, by the made of שירת HaOMer, אשר ספרנו בשבוע זו ותמחול ותסלח כל חטאותינו ועוונותינו ופשענו ואשר אשמנו במידת אהבת חסד בעוון ששנאת חינם. So he said, like something we know, but we're going to see, what you fix here, sinat chinam. Qu'est-ce que tu fixes là? La haine gratuite. Hein, c'est la haine gratuite.
Senseless hatred, baseless hatred.
Hatred for no reason.
Senseless hatred.
Sinat chinam. Why? Because the only way to make Bella Ben Beor your friend is to use the midah of Ahava properly. But this Ahava, it's for sure a lot of things. But when you start to hate the other one for no reason, you damage him, and basically he's allowed to attack you.
So Bella Ben Beor is one of the kings and kings?
It's the first.
Is the first one.
It's the first. So what's happened, if you are rooted in that week, for a different reason, you see yourself, you find it by yourself. Si tu as réussi dans cette semaine pour mes différentes réunions ou quoi, attention, because if you do Sinat Chinam, well, will you be damaged in everything which is called number one? It can be your Chokhmah, it can be your Chesed, it can be your first wife, many things. You will have to divorce many times, many things which is first will be eaten.
So too, if a person is related to Salma or something like that.
We have time. Let's
So
do
everything that's within that number, if you damage it, everything that's within that number, it will be damaged by that, basically.
Yeah. But let's keep it in Bella, not to be mixed up. So say it's sinat chinam, la haine gratuite. Ish lerecho ve'afarnu ahava le'eav. So basically, when you were the origin of any hatred, any bad feelings on someone, on some situation, you cause it, you are under his power. Si tu as provoqué quelque chose de négatif sur quelqu'un, tu as causé ça, c'est lui qui te domine. Bella Ben Beor. Ve'af asher yadanu atzmenu le machloket. You see why we study calmly? Because even the machloket, it can be considered like you create a sinat chinam. That's why I say even the way you study should be calm. Don't raise your voice. Don't do that. Why? Because it's a way that shows that something is wrong. There's no fight. Everything it's fight, it can be or sinat chinam or the extension of sinat chinam. Tout ce qui va être un combat, ça va être l'extension sinat chinam. What does it mean, Sinat Chinam? You basically mixed chesed with gvura. Not on the purpose of creating tiferet. You take the pure chesed, which was just here to show that Hashem is one and Hashem is everything. You put gvura inside. Basically, like someone said, new law in Israel, everybody is allowed to work without mask. You come and you say, put your mask. You see? You bring Gvura when the time is not asking. La Gvura, là, le temps ne le demande pas. Someone needs help. Okay. I will not help him. Why? The situation so that the guy needs help, the woman needs help, the student needs help, and you decide, no, it's called to bring Gvura in the moment of a full chesed, which is not allowed. C'est pas ce qui est permis d'apporter de la Gvura au moment de chesed. Va'asher, no, va'asher chatanu ba'avon midat arzirut. And he said, this is not only Sinat Chinam, but also cruelty. You're cruel. You use it in a very bad way. Say, this guy gonna spoke on me like that. Or you will see, you will not be rabbiing these words. Okay. Arzirut, cruel. C'est cruel. I will make sure. Even though la maba, some people say, even though la maba. Dans la maba.
Quand tu vas dire cruel, première chose qui passe dans ma tête, c'est créole.
So c'est cruel. Nekama, revenge, revanchard. Vea kaas, anger, colère. Vea kina, jealousy. Vea ashkachut. What's ashkachut? It comes from Sachar.
Oh.
Sachar, sorry, you will pay. I will make you pay. You know the people. But revenge can be, I'm not saying to the guy, but I'm doing my stuff behind the door, you know. I put some blockage on his road.
Sometimes like in your face.
Sachar say, you know what? You will pay. I swear. Okay. Like this. Yeah. You will get to it. After I said, tu vas payer, on va faire payer les gens. So we made power, on a fait puissant. Basically, we bring the dinim to be stronger than the chesed and the rachamim. On a amené les dinim d'être plus fort que le chesed et le rachamim. Velo ushav yadenu mibala'a במסירת דין הקשה איש לרעהו ואין עתנו עושה לפנים משורת הדין ועוררנו הגבורה הדין על מידת החסד הרחמים וברוב עולתנו שגינו בקדושת תורתך. C'est because of that we play with the holiness of your Torah. À cause de ce comportement-là, on a payé on a joué avec la sainteté de la Torah. Beyamim tzedakcha beramar mitzvot aseh asher memina chesed. So say basically, when you damage this, because the chesed is expressed by the 248 mitzvot, le chesed est expressé par les 248 mitzvot, you damage all the positive mitzvot. Donc, on demande tous les mitzvot positifs. ואף אשר פגמנו בחמישה מצוות, תורתך רמה מצוות עשה, ואף אשר פגמנו בחמישה מצוות הפה, גאון. So say basically, because of this, you damage all these yesod, upper yesod. Because to express sinat chinam, cruelty, jealousy, revenge, tout ça, sinat chinam, cruelty, jalousie, revanche, you use that. Because if you're silent, nobody will know. Nobody will feel that you want to do all this, that you spoke. Tu as dit les choses. So what did you damage? You damaged the throat, chesed. Shinaim, the teeth, it's gvura. Cher, the palate, it's tiferet. Sfataim, they are netzar od. Sfataim, c'est netzar od. Lashon, yesod. And pe, malchut. So all these, you damage them. Hey. וגם לא נזהרנו במילאי באבות ברכת הנזיקים באשר עולנו ממנה מגאולות חסדים. והנה, בעלות על לבבינו רואה מעלינו בבלתנו אמות נפלא עלינו ישבנו Okay, this is the first week. The first week of the Sefirat HaOMer. we fix that. Bela ben Beor. So like I said, Bela ben Beor is the dad in Sefirat Likutim. It is the dad. So meaning you cannot build your dad if you are cruel, jealous, envious, and all these things which we have shown now. You cannot have a proper dad if this is not built. So all the first week, all the 7 days, just try to think about Abishai. Take we have the in English the Pirkei Avot. Non, en français.
Non, ah non, c'est même en espagnol.
Espagnol.
C'est de Benjamin.
Non, c'est anglais. So if you see the first chapter of the Pirkei Avot, by studying it in calmness and depth, you will have the tools for this first week. En étudiant le Pirkei Avot avec calme et sérénité, le premier chapitre vous donnera la force pour cette première semaine. One example. Tigonus, Ishucho, Kibel Torah, Kibel Bishmon Asadik, Waya HaOMer, Antiu, Kavanim, Amshamshem et Arav, Almanat et Kabel, Pras. Ela Eve Kavadim, Amshamshim et Arav, Shelo, Almanat et Kabel, Pras, Yum, Washamay, Manerachem. So it's talking about all serving Hashem for the sake of even. Yes, it's not Trinam, it's definitely the opposite. You do your Torah for him, not for showing off, talking to people, show that you're someone. All the first périodes comme Pirkei Avot, tout préparé le Pirkei Avot, il vous donne les clés pour ça. Even if it seems to be things which are far away from this aspect, it will help you. Even the, like say, Yehuda ben Tebai, Shimon ben Sheta, קיבלו מהם, Yehuda ben Tebai אומר, אל תעש עצמך כאוכי הדיין. You see? כאוכי הדיינים. וכשהיו בעלי הדין עומדים לפניך, יהיו בעיניך כרשעים. וכשנפטרים הם לפניך, יהיו בעיניך כזכאים. They give you code, it's not the code. How you judge people, how you appreciate their behavior, what they are saying, what they are doing, what they're thinking even. To keep this safe. Regardez ça, sûr. Second week. Je vais dire à Michel, dès que je demande des psukim, tu me dis. Second week, next picture. Abishai, which king? You agree?
No? Yeah.
Yeah, you agree?
What did you say? What was the question?
He said you will pay for him at the meeting tonight.
I will pay for him?
Yeah.
Pay for who? Hey.
Because we had a meeting for the yeshiva. You have to travel to Tel Aviv.
Who is to change to Tel Aviv?
Abishai.
Yes, and then?
He said me that you said you will give to him the money for the taxi.
Ah, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
He said it twice. You said yes.
No.
Don't let your mind go. You have to, even you read, you have to listen everything. We're talking.
that was a joke. Not sorry. Actually,
Last night you were sleeping. 3,000 shekels.
Now, do you agree that the second king is Yovav?
Yeah.
Yovav. La mission, t'es d'accord? So what is the second week? I go fast. He said, fifth line, B'Shukula ve'asher, separnu b'shavua ze timcha v'tistar. Forgive us, pardonne-nous. כל חטאנו בעוונותינו ופשענו אשר קצפנו ונחטא במידת הגבורה. So we damage the ספירה of גבורה. לא, דמג'י גבורה. כי לא באנו לעזרת אדוני בעזרת אדוני בגיבורים. להראוס כמך עם נביאי לניעצו שמך. ואשר יתרפאנו ביום צרה. ביעות גבורים לעמוד בפרץ מפני האף והחמה, והגיבור אמר חלש אני, ועטלנו חלשים וגיבורות אדוני אלוהים, והגביר השעיר, ואשר נועלנו ואשר נתנו ולאו, הלכנו בדרך ישרה, מושל צדיק גיבור וכובש את יצחו, גיבורי כוח עושה דברו. So what does it mean? He said, what does Yovav? It brings you to be very weak when it comes about standing in the side of Kedusha. Basically, Hashem said, He gives you halacha, toracha, many things. He said, keep it. Now you see that girl, you see that opportunity, you see that business, you see that money. So now I have to make it happen. And you basically go over the limits. And he said, this is called, how is it called? Ça s'appelle comment quand tu as pas su tenir du côté de la Gdusha? He said, Ve'a Gibor Amar Chalashani. And the Gibor said, I'm weak. So you are tzaddik without the aspect of tzaddik. You are tzaddik who basically Moshel tzaddik Gibor kovesh et Yisro. You wasn't able to handle your Yetzirah. It's the proof that your Gvura is off. Every time your Yetzirah is stronger than you, it brings you to do things that you know that it's forbidden, you don't have any right to do that, and just let it happen because of the pleasure, because of the tava, because of the weakness. Gvura is damaged. So this king is very powerful because what's bring people basically to sin? It's him. You know. It's not like you don't know, but you have no strength to resist.
Is it also true? Women, all this applies?
Yes.
It's funny you say that, because I was at the hotel praying for a few things, and when I come back, you know, they have these stands with like the people who, it's like, it's the girls or the ladies that give people who come choice skirts.
Yeah.
Right? Usually these girls are, or these women are religious, right?
Yeah.
So I see the stand as I'm walking up this, I'm passing by the stand. I see a guy. I know he's a guy because I don't feel anything. It must be Ukrainian or Russian. What was this? Talking to the girl at the stand. Something. No. When I'm passing, she has a phone in her hand. She's putting a number in the phone. And then she gives him back the phone. I'm like, am I really seeing this? And then
she had dark hair with glasses.
And we enter in. Doctor.
So I think she's on the house. Right? So I'm like, and then I see the body language from her. I was like, he's spitting game. And then I go up on the stairs, and like, you know, some people go on the stairs and look at the cookout. I'm doing that, but really I'm looking at them to see if what I saw is really that happening. So why are you showing me this? It's like the strangest thing, but it's like, yo, well, she obviously knows that he's a young girl, right? And she knows that she's a Jew, and she's religious. She's working at the country, right? No, she's I got angry, but then I realized it's really just a perfect example of where Yetzirah, she wasn't able to stand up. When her Yetzirah presented her with the sin, she knows she's not supposed to put her number in this guy's phone, right? Because even when I passed and I looked at him, she had this look on her face where it's like, she was just hoping I didn't realize what was happening. And when you're speaking about Yovav, it's like the perfect example of where
it's terrible. This one is even something men use it. You try to make the other very weak to get some information, to bring him to sin, to make him doing what you know that he will not do if he had his own mind. This is your mindset. Why? You try to make people weak in order to bring them in the place of transgression. What you see in the world, they put some drug in your cup, you mets des trucs dans ta truc, ton verre, tu bois, you drink, and you finish drink. Where it come from? From this. People have defense naturally. They know what is forbidden, what is good, what is not morality, what is morality. How come they go over their own boundaries? Because they are trapped in your valve. So basically, Bela, it's from day 1 to day 7. Your valve, it's basically all the transgressions. It's from day 8 to 40. So everybody is knows your valve because you face situation. You know it's forbidden. Tu sais que c'est interdit. But you fall. You are in strength. So the second week of the Sefirat HaOMer is to give to yourself that power to be able to stand when you know it's no, you say no. No matter what comes with money, nakedness, good life, you say no, it's no. You did not say no. To get that strength, you have to deal with it. I said, force to deal avec. Ambition, give me few psukim according to you related to that in the Sefirat, in the Pirkei Avot.
So we say, I think it's about Gamaliel. Say, beware of rulers, for they befriend someone only for their own benefit. They are friendly when it benefits them, but they do not stand by someone in his time of need.
This is to put someone. This is all politics. Create covenant, deals, but my purpose is to make you weak. Like this, when we will be one upon the other, against the other, you will be trapped. Why? Because I get you. I brought you to transgress. I give you that money, that loan, that cheats to get the position. Why do you transgress? It's finished.
You said that the rulers, the 7 kings, don't get close to them, even though
when they are not fixed. Yes.
When they're not fixed, they're promising all this pleasure. Don't get close to them, because in your time of need,
you have to think. You're Vav. We're friend now. Leave me alone. Don't bring me to transgress what I know I'm that weak. Third week, Rabbi Shimon. C'est qui?
Toujours à bêtiser.
Khusham. Le Temani. Il dit c'est Khusham. Il dit comme ça. Il dit שפגם וישבנו בכלי תפארת והיינו ומפחידי על עוף בעוון פשענו ולא ושב ידינו מבלעה במלאכה נבלות במאכל נבלות וטרפות. You eat נבלות טרפות. This morning. What is to eat nevelet trefot? Not only about the Torah, but also about the physicality. When you go with the goyot, Nida, yes.
Well, we still halakha that it's allowed for men to be with more like mutuals one time.
One more time.
Like the guy could be with if his goal is to convert this woman, that it's allowed for him to be with her sexually once.
It's the right way to formulate. It's like you fall in a situation where it's happened. You basically don't plan.
Yeah.
It's not like you hear in the yeshiva. It's okay. Is there any goya here? And you start to check off the goya, and after you say, let's come and convert you. No, you have to be in a situation where you are not that pleased. You saw her, or she called you, or you call something happens. You are outside. What is outside? It's like in the field, because the outside is called Reshut Harabim. It's the place of the 7 kings. So in the Reshut Harabim, you are in your task. Suddenly, you see her, and that seeing builds a desire. It's not that you are looking for a specific desire in the street. In that situation, yes, one. But on one condition. One time, you let her go, you made her ugly, she converts, you marry.
How do you make her up? I
We should
understand
go
it.
to nail.
Yeah.
Of course,
No, I'm saying in a modern day
no bath.
application of
You bring her to someone like me, give me 1 hour, I will make her ugly. I say, okay, because you have to bring her to people gonna cut her. You don't cut her hair. Someone have to do it. You don't cut her next. You say, I say, no. Is that?
Would you do it? Right, would you do that? Would you?
Yeah.
You would do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to you. It says, I want to marry her.
C'est vraiment une grande
Yeah.
Il y a aussi une compagnie où on rend la personne en soi moche.
No, you just talk about what he went through and respect how dirty it is. Makom metunaf. You say,
You're saying like,
yeah, so you see her, the Goya. So now basically you need 3 shilling.
Wait, you didn't, but I thought it was mooch for the first time.
It's not because it's because it's that you don't have to fit yourself.
It's a freebie. You get one freebie.
You love that kind of thing. You love that kind of That's cool.
Mutar doesn't mean that it means that you will not have to pay a korban for that.
Yeah, so
But
she
the
was-
tuma on your soul, yeah.
No, you're not supposed to plan it out. It just happens.
3 shilling after you bring her, you say, okay.
Rabbi, when you say, like, for example, you're in the field, the first thing that came to my mind, Sadeh. You know, Sadeh, when they say Asa was a man of the field, you know, Sadeh, Shedim, things like that, you know, you could say the same because where the Shedim all usually stay? In the Sadeh, in the place of very.
No, because like I just say, even this tzaddik, even this guy and this woman who is in the field, both of them were tzaddik. Both of them. I said, because if he was in war, only the holy man was sent on war.
Yeah.
So if he was sent, it means that the guy was a tzaddik.
And the woman too was a
And the
spark.
woman, he was a spark, and
Yeah,
tzaddik.
just
Yeah.
like-
But he still has to do a show.
But she still needed that yod though. She didn't have that yod. And that yod that you put inside of her is going to give her the power to go to the mikveh, as you taught me once. That's what I'm saying. When you say shadim, you know, like the sadeh is like, okay, this is the place of the shadim. And he happened to find one shit that has a spark. But what is that? So I'm thinking about what does that mean when they say Esau was
Remember, you have to do
a man
show.
of the tzadeh? What?
No, it's not going to establish because here we are doing with two tzaddikim.
Oh, okay.
Yes?
Right. So you have to do a shalik. You
Yeah.
get 40 days.
No, you do 3 days. 3 days, Shalek.
You can't just
Like this, you prove that you are with tzaddik. Because you will not, which tzaddik will stand with a tumor on him? Even if it's permit. Okay, it's permits
So I'm saying,
to,
is there other ways to remove the tumor?
no.
It have to be shalik.
No, what we are fixing is that you will be allowed to marry someone you went with. Alacha, the time was you touch one woman, you marry her. So now the tzaddik is trapped because he's a tzaddik. He got someone who's not Jewish yet. So what's happened? Say, okay, we're gonna help you to make this back, but all the rules about you, even when you are married, after you go with your wife, you have to go to the mikveh. It's your wife.
Yeah.
So kind of HaOMer, he is.
What is this idea about
Pilgesh. Pilgesh.
Yeah.
Because he said this guy who went to the war, he was married.
The plague is with a Jewish woman.
Yes.
So,
But what's happened? He will convert her, and after we'll marry her.
but that's a different.
It's the same story. It's
Yeah.
all the parashot we follow is what it's over. And after we'll like more the kid he will have with the second woman than with the first wife he had. Because it's depend, the wife of Tava is more the
So Ishmael.
yeah. And that's why he said Alacha just after that, you will not give favor to the son of the second wife. It's him.
Okay, but I'm saying, but I'm saying this. But I'm saying the plaguish thing is a dynamic, from what I understand, that it's a Jewish woman and she doesn't have a ketubah. She doesn't do kedusha or Harrison. She doesn't do that. But she has like a kind of like a verbal agreement that they are together, and she goes to the mikvah, she follows that, and she wants to have a baby, she wants to do these things.
But that's afterwards.
No. It's two different situations.
That's what I'm saying. It's a
Two
different
different
situation.
situations. The Pilegesh, you want to get Pilegesh, go get Pilegesh. Don't need to go to war.
No, you got to kill him. No, I'm just making it up.
You don't want it to go to war, but the case of the woman in the field, she will become a kind of second wife. And so the problem for that is that we start to give more favor to her.
Because obviously she was attractive. That's why you picked her.
According to one rabbi I heard, the reason why they put all these laws, like of war and stuff like that, is to distance men from doing it, basically, to not to go with Boya, because you have to go to this, that. The same way is to like to.
It's wrong. It's wrong because we have an army. It's happened every week. What do you think they do when they go in Gaza, when they go? What do you think? Of course. You know how many pregnancy you have abortion in the middle?
That's one thing.
You think they are all a Jew?
No, that's true too. That's true too.
Exactly.
You are in war. You are trading. Hey, well, okay.
The Russian guy,
They do that.
she's curious. The
Yeah.
Ethiopian guy, she's curious.
Yeah.
She doesn't go home with her black baby.
Yeah.
The Israeli girl, she tried to go home with her Ethiopian.
Of course, it's
But I'm more so like about plaguish.
Because it's like a wife you don't want, some woman you don't want to give to her ketubah, but to create a situation like that, official, like this you're not in something asur.
Yeah.
But generally nowadays it's not applied properly.
Okay, fine. I mean, I'm saying, I'm saying even if it's not applied
Now we found it to
by the cloud, it may not be applied by the cloud.
No, I say don't apply. I say it's not applied properly. Why? Because people, no one wants this title of pilgrimage. No woman wants it.
That's fine.
Because pilgrimage is with that, okay, you are just the pleasure woman.
Side piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they don't want it. So we will say, okay, you know what? I would have like a ketubah. Marry me. I'm okay to be second, 3, 4, whatever. But marry me, ketubah. Give me a house, give me a contract, give me everything.
But to do the plaguish deal, like You don't need a ketubah. You don't need Aiden.
I know, but
The
the problem is like this.
But she doesn't want. She doesn't want. Just say she
But-
wants.
No. Even Pilegesh, you need Edim.
You need Aiden from
Of course.
Of course.
If you don't put an Edim, it's all about cheating. What does it mean? You go to your woman, nobody knows, nobody saw you.
But they said the kings would go. They would have.
Sorry, it's the
They
king.
would go see.
But you know how many persons are around the king? The king is never alone. Never.
Still in the public,
Everybody knows
Your
this.
boy's gonna know. Your boy's gonna know.
More than
Right.
this.
You got a separate Facebook page.
So the boys go. You need Edim.
But Aiden for what? The first beer?
No, Edim for saying that she is the biggest of Eve because no one can touch her after.
Even for you,
Of
yeah,
course, of course.
Ah.
Is it because of the fact of that was happened before the flood that they had two wives, and today we still have those laws that try to.
That's why I said that shit. My two guys, though.
Moi, quand je vois
Punishment,
c'est vrai, mais c'est normal.
Yours is about
Je sais qu'un Congolais, s'il a un peu de pouvoir dans le fait, il va avoir d'autres femmes. Donc c'est quoi? C'est parce qu'on est connecté à cette histoire.
But Rabbi, there are some women that are holding by, you know what? I'm not a wife, you know. I want to have, you know, I'm attracted to you, I connect to you, but I know I'm not really a wife type. We'll have this relationship in that way. We're calling it players. I mean, but in reality, there's women like this.
One condition. You say, okay, but if we start, no one can touch you. You have to be tanua.
Yeah,
You have to all this and all that.
yeah.
I'm not so sure that in our generation,
I think of those.
a woman who can talk to you like that will be able to hold that conditions.
Also, the first ones have to be okay for the biggest.
Why are you looking for the wife's approval?
I was about to say the same thing.
Right, that's
Why does the
what.
first wife have anything to do with players?
She have to say yes.
How does she have to? What does it say?
Because Pilegesh is the state, it's nothing to do with hidden the information. It's about you don't want to give to her a state.
Or transparency that she's not a hard
Yes. So Shlomo Miller had 700. They were known.
Yeah.
Yes,
But if you're the chief rabbi of somewhere, it's the same.
So you hold the chief rabbi like
No, I'm saying we don't have kings. We don't have kings anymore. We don't have kings anymore. It's not chief. It's like the next.
It's like this. Here's the Talmid Chacham, Miskan Gadol, כמה HaOMer, the Rosh Yeshiva. It's like a king.
In my father's side, we all chief of land in Congo,
There you go.
so I can, have 5.
That's one. You just need one.
No, it's the thing like this. Because all Pilegesh is the real estate.
So seriously,
You have a contract for Pilegesh.
you have to say, but they said you don't have a contract. You don't have a Rambam says
You don't have a ketubah. There's another kind of contract called Pilegesh.
So to start that you don't have to give her a get. No, you don't have to give her a get.
Oh, you?
It's my caucus.
No, because she cannot be touched by any other man.
So he has to be released.
Yes, exactly.
It's like a different type
Yeah, it's not a get, but it's a kind of.
of a release.
The
Except if you're a king, she cannot even not be released.
So this contract, you
in due time.
but the fact that I'm thinking that's a holiness.
Yeah, it's a
I'm not saying
start.
you go out and you just do it.
Yeah, it's start. Yeah.
What are you
Holding
laughing?
by the Massacre
I'm happy
before the
you
flood.
found it.
It's making him nervous if it connect.
Yeah,
Connect
yeah.
this.
Hey, yo, you find yourself, I'm happy. Mine is like chef,
It's also your
punishment, war. I love that kind of stuff. You find yourself.
Well, sure you bent to roots because in Congo, it's normal. Every Congolese
This
women
is the
there's
key to
the
shalom bias. I'm telling you.
I don't know if it's a
It's
key,
for the
but
woman. When you
Maybe not. Okay, I'm just. For me,
Yeah.
I just thought.
No,
okay,
no, when you do that, it's not for you. It's for the woman. It's a plus for her. Rather you
It's
give her
definitely a
back.
plus for us. Definitely.
My mentality, I grew up in Miami Beach. My mentality is when you have a Honda and the Honda starts breaking down, you switch it up for a Rover. So same thing for women. That's why I don't believe on
You
that.
open up.
I
Hey!
believe you pick some a new baddie and then you bring her in.
That's not what he's talking
No,
about. He's talking about you keep the Honda, but you also get the.
No, exactly. I'm
Ferrari.
saying that that's his story. Me, I'm not there yet. You understand?
Yeah.
Him, he wants to
he's
keep the
not
Honda
yet.
as an antique.
Yet.
And I'm probably never gonna get. I don't know. I'm probably never gonna get there. I'm probably never gonna get there. I believe in switches. I believe in upgrade. I'm from Miami Beach. No.
I ain't gonna never get that.
No.
Why not?
That's that car salesman. You want to keep that Honda as an antique for 30 years? Do you want that? Is that what you want? You understand? No.
But no, I'm serious. We have serious issues with marriage in our generation. Okay, we have a lot of women in the Jewish world that are not going to be married if they stay frugal.
We wildin'.
We have women that are going out sleeping with guys because there's no guys there for them. So, right, this is our real thing. Women in our generation don't necessarily know how to be women and be wives. Like in a classical sense. They know how to go out and earn money, but they don't know how to be wives. Right? And so like putting that responsibility on them and holding them to the standard, because we're learning a Torah what it is about being a man, protecting our bris milah, shmir's eye, and all these different things. So when we come to the woman, there's no reverence putting that on them. They're not holding them to removing the challah every week to purify themselves. They're not holding that. So as a man, like, what do? You see your wife and you do like you're learning a certain story. You're like, good, she's not even in the game.
This is all the aspect of the minhag we built. Because for us, it's not even a question we face because of the intellectual challenges. I have thousands and thousands of messages of second, third wife in Nigeria. We have to deal. So it's a reality. It's not we are planning or we.
It's not going tomorrow.
No, people call me, oh Rabbi, look, oh, in the village, this is the way we divorce the second wife and the third wife, not the first wife. What do you do? So it means that it's all about minhagim. Because what you're saying in the mainstream Judaism, no one will follow you.
Nobody.
Because their situation, the way to look at things is not with that options. But the moment you have your minhag settled, not with a desire of something, but the reality of something, meaning that no, we build that, and this is the reality we found. And these people, they are Jew. They are holding Masorah that Rav Kanievsky was saying that's Chumrah. You the Chumrah only. So we have to deal with that. And sorry, in our Gemarot, many topics that are discussed. So based on that, we cannot say that they are not a part of our minhag. Because if we say that, we remove 60% of the followers of our minhag.
In thousands of years of tradition.
Exactly. So what does it mean? This became a part of our minhag because of the fact. So everybody hold our minhag is allowed.
So wait, let's keep it real. In America, for example, I go to America. We have some good guys that come along. They want to convert some good women, type things like this. Proportion-wise, there's more black men in jail than there are free. Okay? In jail.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So when you're talking about going there and people saying like, yeah, I want to live this way. I know that I'm a descendant of Israel and these types of things that they already feel.
Right.
And we actually put them through a real conversion.
Right.
There's going to be a disproportionate amount of women versus men.
Right.
So
Yeah, I understand.
what do we?
To make your point even stronger, which is going to be said what I'm going to say, black women are the biggest weight of unmarried
In the world. African American.
There's something very simple. It's not to copy them, but just to take the example to see how they deal with the society. In many countries, Muslims, they hold multiple wives.
Yeah.
They don't care about you in France, America, and so on and so on.
We have 4.
Yes. So all they do, it's like they create a system where you say, I'm in this country, but my values and my ethics are built from that place.
Yes, right.
So based on that, this is why you need to build a very strong minhag. People say, no, I'm not Ashkenazi, I'm not Sfaradi, I'm Afriki. Based on that, people will say, okay, this one, he is a Jew, no problem. His minhag is not from here, it's from Africa. That's why we are allowed to do that, my son. Because what the question is what the people will say and what answer you give to a Jewish kid who asks, what does it mean? Most of the time they say, no, Bertemani, they do like that. So you have to bring that topic to a point that, no, they are minhag Afriki, they're doing like that. But for us, it's easy to apply because it's a reality.
It's a reality.
We have thousands.
Fathers.
You know how many phone calls we have with Kuma? Sometimes he's tired. He's tired. He says, Abi Pinchas, how do I do? She, what's happened? She, look, now there's a couple. Yes. The guy married a second wife. Say yes. But the second wife, she wasn't faithful. Say yes. So there's another guy. Yes. He had the 3 wives. Okay. And he got the wife of the second wife. So what's happened? Is it considered like a shetish? It's a whole suya. So okay, was she married or not? Contract. It's a whole thing.
So
It's a whole thing.
what you're saying is that the way to fix this Nusaf Afriki is to not to be blind of what's happening, but going with HaOMer and
You are obliged because it's the daily life of thousands and thousands of people. The purpose of Torah is to give answers, not to say. So if we don't have answer to that situation, we are liars. We have to give answers. So basically, to give answers, you have to create halachot, minagim, masoret, based on the fact that you have to protect this to be done in a very holy way.
Right, if I'm supposed to be an example, and I'm talking about a guy having more than one wife, how can I only have one wife?
There's the fact that there's the truth.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with this.
and I'm just saying, I'm just being real. It's just like my dad had 2 wives. My mom is a very successful professor. We had another wife, my other soldier. She was in the house cooking for us, picking us up from school, helping us with our homework, that type of thing. My mom wouldn't became who she was if it wasn't for that. My dad wouldn't have been able to have a business. It was a functional dynamic. So it's just like, okay, there's certain strengths. There's things that she doesn't. Sister, things helping her out, supporting her. So, like, I mean, what do you do? So I'm supposed to tough it out because I'm a care. You know what I mean?
It's now we start to become a real minhag, because what's happened when you are from Kafkazim or you are from Teman, you want to find the woman who can be fitting in the minhagim of what you are.
Yeah.
So now it's up to us to make it clear. What is to make it clear is to print books dealing with that. You say, okay, Ilchot Niswin.
You put that book out. You write that
You
book
gotta
out.
make
It's zigzag. You say Ilchot Niswin, you take use Niswin, and you had all this fact that reality, we today have a lot of people who have 3 or 4 wives. We are rabbis, we are obliged to handle the ta'arat mishpacha of these people, and to make it clear, not to think that because you are a 4th wife that you're allowed to make more shtuyot than the 1st one, to make rules. So you make all the rules, just this will make you appreciate, people will appreciate you like this. You are minhag Afriki? Okay, they are very good, very high level of Torah. But you know, they're all multiple wives, you know. Okay, okay, go.
This Pessah Haggadah.
Et
c'est ceux qui sont hauts. Tu vois, c'est un peu malaka.
Bunch of white women.
Because if you're holding that way, you have a serious call.
I know.
It's all about
Bunch of
publishing
white
a
women
book.
don't wanna be fixed.
And what we are saying, it's not something new. It's happened with the American. When they arrive in Israel, many of them have multiple wives. So they had to hide themselves because the society don't want to take this question to face it. So now they keep their wife they have in Morocco, but only the rabbis from Morocco knows and keep it secret. And one day when you it's not a mamzer. It's okay. It's okay. How do you know? We know.
It's like my mother told me she has a patient from Chad, right? So this guy is living in Canada. He has a wife. They got married. It's like a 10-year difference. She's 26 and she already has 5 boys. So I mean, she got married to him when she was 16. Okay? So now they come to my mom because she's not feeling well. Turns out she's going to go have a 6th boy. This woman starts crying. Remember this? You're going to have a 6th child and starts crying. And why did she cry? She said, basically, she told her husband to tell my mom because she can't speak the language yet. I can't. It's too much. I already have 5 kids.
She needs more help.
She needs more help. So then because now the problem was this: they're a religious couple and they want to live their religion. Okay. Now they call the imam from Chad. He says you can't take that. Asu. Cannot take this. Now this guy, because he's a real religious guy who takes his religion, wants to do what the imam from Chad said. Canada is a different okay? The imam from Chad is living in Chad. I'm recommending birth control. If you're going to come for religious reasons, you don't want, fine. I'm not going to. Then she said straight up, and my mom is not someone who holds by this at all. Take a 2nd wife.
You said that.
My mom said to this guy, just take a 2nd wife. I see your wife. I just told her she's going to have a kid. She starts crying. Your wife she can't handle 5 boys by herself. Is too much. And she's just thinking, how am I going to handle 6 kids? Basically, the wife wants to have a 2nd one. Now this guy says, no, I don't want to have this. It sounds like, are you crazy?
God, stop lying.
Yeah, you should be nice.
It sounds like me. I don't know.
So this, to me, it's like, why are you talking about cheap? To me,
Just being real. Moi, je parle en ça. Je veux pas payer, moi. Je parle en cheap. Arrête.
to me, it's like a person who.
Lying out.
It's like a person. It's like when
You promise, Chris.
I don't even figure it.
I believe in cheating.
You don't have to pay for it. This guy is like, it's like, to me, like,
I imagine.
when you don't want to be true to who you are, and you try to live in an artificial system that's not congruent with your beliefs, where you're from, you're going to get into crazy situations where not taking the 2nd wife is cruel.
Now you're hurting the woman. She can't physically.
Because I don't believe in second. The
But
woman
he's
is
Muslim.
crying.
No, but the guy is Muslim.
Yeah, okay. So but he's not giving any choice to his wife. The doctor said, take birth control.
The Imam said, Asur. She said, I cannot. The doctor said, take 2nd wife. The Imam said, take it. We'll not take again because it's in the Quran.
So he says, no, I want to hold by the Imam to help your wife. So now he's being religious on his wife's he wants to keep what the Imam says, but he doesn't want to assume the extra responsibility. Take the 2nd wife. So at least they can split. Now she's not going to be crying. And the thing is that she's from Chad. She grew up probably in her house. His dad had 4. So to even to her, it's not a like strange thing. But it's him for whatever reason. He doesn't. It's like to me, it's like he doesn't want to be true to who he is.
Not even to his religion,
To-
because
to-
he only take a
to-
certain
to-
part,
to
but he
me,
doesn't
not
feel
having
the other
that,
part.
to me, not having,
Hmm?
not not dealing with the whole second wife thing. I mean, it's all about this. It's just gonna cause,
Many
just
problems.
gonna, and that's why I think one of the problems even for me here is that they stop being true to who
Oh,
they are.
100%.
Yeah.
You came here with 3 wives. You've been doing it for thousands.
Yeah.
Now, because the Ashkenazi tell you it's a soul, because a rabbi made a will
Which is over.
in
Which is
Europe,
over
which
years
is been
ago.
for centuries. Have a,
It's for us, it's just a fact. The only thing you have to do is to just to publish one book, like
Yeah, but they'll run you out of town if you write that.
huh?
They'll run you out of town if you write that.
It's you know, I think we are in this very switch here. Few weeks, you will see that we'll be another dynamic. We need first of all to acquire all the knowledge to be able to exchange, to know which direction we go, to make business and sack. And after yeshiva, it can be you don't come to study, you come to finish the book. Like sometime in Bethel, you say you study tax 6 months, and for 4 months it's all about making the siddur. You see how heavy is the siddur?
You say we're going to start progressing that.
We work, we
We're gonna
working.
start writing
Yeah,
it.
you can. We work by ourselves.
Computer.
Yeah, we work ourselves. It means that if you work your 10th every day, you are here. You spend from 2 to 3 or to 5. Every day you work 3 hours. This one get the halachot, this one passed, and this one is that. Like this we were doing in Bethel. It's finished.
how's that a answer to this?
Because they say, when do I have the time to do the book?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to be here to do the book. It's a work of it's a collective work to make the seder, and after it's just about taking the information, making them in order, and a book like this, it's not 10, it's not 100 page. It's less.
It's almost a crucial.
Yeah.
Plus, no, because I thought what he was saying that once that book gets published, the reaction from society.
Yeah.
No.
No, once you open the door for polygamy, it's like the Tikkun Khan. It's in the same.
No, but
it's in the same.
no, but
place.
If you keep it far away from them, they leave you alone. If you keep it far away from them, not to say we want to use, you start your
But what
book.
if you?
We are this organization, and among our
among
blacks, among our people, is the reality.
This is what we're dealing with halakha.
And you slap them, our women when they need them, they don't cook. Well, you give the direction, you see? Like, we are not ordering the same logically. You ordering what the Chazon Ish, we are not there. Chazon Ish, there was no Tuma. When Tuma Nida, we hold the Tuma Nida. So when they are Nida, they don't cook, men cook. Just the first page, they will understand that you are not the same way, they will respect you. Because every single thing you put is with references.
Okay, so here's the other side of the point. So what if you came to the system, let's say specifically like be a keeper, right? Here's an issue towards the horseman. Brother, sister.
You're playing a lot of shit.
Anyways, but I'm saying like you come through that system and then all of a sudden you say, oh, you know what? I want to hold minhag African because this connects to my culture. I'm not Litvish. I'm not even accepted in that environment. I have to play myself down. I want to express all the Torah, all the ancestry that's inside of me.
Right.
I will express it. But you're with a woman who met you through the Litvish dynamic. And she's in that reality. And all of a sudden you say, no, I want to hold minhag African. This is how I want to raise my children. Blah, blah, blah. What do you do then?
So it's very simple. How do you, let's say you're not convert. How do you become Ashkenaz? Or by marrying an Ashkenaz man,
Yeah.
or by coming from an Ashkenazi family,
Yeah.
or by converting to Ashkenaz.
Yeah.
Same thing for us. You want to hold Minhag Afriki? You are from birth. Litvic. Okay. From Lithuania. Latvia. Okay. I think we're gonna do 3 days and tip at them. Why? We all did like that.
Why do they? Is it a sword? But do they even hold like for holding?
No.
They don't have like halachic. the truth is that nobody wants to say. The only one who I read someone had the guts to say it was Ralph Obad. He said the whole restricting people to one wife, it's not halakha. They have no halakhic basis for it at all.
No, but what I'm saying
We
is,
have Mishnahs, Gemaras,
Right.
Rambams, Shulchan Aruch, Gam. We have all of the Torah that's saying that it's okay.
okay, but I'm
All they have is a rule that a chacham from their community made for them. Okay? Within a specific historical and within a specific historical and cultural context, and that chacham himself put a limit on his gezerah. They have no halachic. They
okay,
can't say it.
but I'm asking
Plus,
something
plus,
separate.
No,
the
what
Gra,
He's asking some.
No, that's what I told you.
and then we just bring the Gra. We bring the Gra and Rav Yaakov, the Ya'avetz.
Mm.
The Gra and the Ya'avetz said, no, the Gra said was quoted. See, if he could have done three things, he would have known that his life had, that he did something good in his life. Make Birkat Kohanim every day. That people should do that every day. Israel. And another one was abolish Gezerat. That's the Chat. Then you have the Ya'avetz, who was also trying to do the same thing, but he said even stronger. He said it was a mistake. It was basically the Rabbeinu Gershom capitulating to Western
They put pressure on you to do
culture,
Yeah.
and he said he was actually over Chukot HaGoyim.
So basically,
Bring all
you,
this-
you don't need to, we should understand that to become or to be part of a minhag, we're gonna play it like they played it. You have to
Right.
you have to come to it. How many of our brothers and sisters, when they want to marry Haredim,
Oh,
they
that's
say
right.
convert again?
Here's the who.
Ah.
Right before the wedding. Here's the who. We bring eight of
So
them.
you like black ladies? Ah,
Here's the here's the who.
you want that? Okay. Here's what we hold. 3 day, sheleg, tip adam, and you can marry. No problem. You're part from the midnight. If not, oh, yes, he's African. So it's in his blood. Like I said, you marry African, you become African. Like they did the Ashkenazim. I can say I'm Ashkenaz. No. I have to be, even if you convert Ashkenaz, yeah.
No, but why would you say that for them to marry one of our women?
No, because he said, the guy said, I'm attracted by the minhag. But I'm Ashkenazi. It's okay. You're Ashkenazi, you respect it. You Jew. So now, but the wife I want to marry, she's in your community. And she all done it by you. Like the Ashkenazi, I want to marry Goldstein.
Yeah.
You like Goldstein? She's pretty. The Robert said, yeah, I know. Okay. Now what you do at the end, so if sometimes you change your name, you take the name of the wife just to have the good schools, the good things. You do the same thing. You say, minhag is like we hold that the holiness, the Dusha, the Torah, pass by 3 days, like that. So you ask me to convert? No, I'm not telling you not Jew. According to your definition, because our definition, like we saw it all our lives, we don't hold in the kulot. We hold in the chumrot. So in the aspect of what you are,
Okay, so I'm saying, like, I'm saying I'm holding Minhag Afriki, and
As a black man?
right now, me.
Okay.
And I'm saying I'm married, right? So what does my wife do? Because I wasn't holding Minhag Afriki when we first met.
That's the question you asked since the beginning, and I get it because I'm telling you the truth. For me, when I met my wife, she was holding by Rabbi Nachman. For example, and by being with Rabbi Pinhas and the Rabban class and everything, I learned that the best way is to study with her. HaOMer, Ben Ishchai, Ari. Now, my wife, she's studying Torah Takane by herself. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's about studying with her. That's the only way.
Studying with her and let her know that you have a whole minhag. Not only that, you are among the people who are building the pillars of that minhag by writing the first book, the first siduri, the first that. So you have to be the one who represent that minhag.
Yeah.
So it starts by something. Here is in the minhag, there is things like this. It's this question. It's nothing about emotion, nothing about judgmental. It's about understanding. Because if you speak like that, let's say she's against everything that you have said, you say, how can I bring you in front of peoples for who it's reality for daily life for centuries? You will judging them. They will spit on your face.
And you go against the Torah.
No, seriously. No, but I'm saying, so if you get in that situation, that would be a reason to divorce or remarry someone else.
No, the purpose not to divorce. Let give her the chance to move forward. But the Ashkenazi does it. If someone who say, okay, I'm Ashkenazi, I want my gefilte fish, I'm a strimer, and the woman said, I don't want to buy your things.
Divorce.
The divorce.
No, but to me, I think one of the things that we need to do is it's super when a Ashkenazi starts to say, oh, no, it's from your wife. Where? Show me, Gemara. Where?
No, I understand on a logical level.
No, and then you play this card. Rabbeinu Gershom, with all the respect, right, is not bigger than Chazal. If Chazal said it was,
if you're debating with rabbis, I agree 100%. I'm saying if you need one, if I started learning Rabbi Pentecost a little bit after my marriage, right? So it's going to be close to almost a year, right? If I would have never got married, right, and I just say I came, I started learning here, I probably would not have married my wife because of a lot of reasons. Not because she's bad or anything wrong with her or anything like that. Just the Torah and the freedom that I have today within myself, I did not have then. And the relationship was based off of a lack of freedom. Like I read over Shabbat, the whole idea of the lechem, the matzah. The matzah is the bread of poverty, right? Well, why is it the bread of poverty? It goes exactly where Rabbi Pinchas goes. Because true poverty is a lack of knowledge, a lack of das, a lack of intellect. Ani, right? So the matzah itself is a technology to get the das. It takes you out of poverty.
Yes.
Right? That's what I'm just saying. So like now you're in this situation, you're just like, oh wait, honey, you know what? I love you, but you know what? I found my Torah, I found where I'm at. You know what part of the Torah is? If I see something missing in my house, I can add to that by another woman, and it's no issue.
No, but most of these girls, if you speak to them, most of these girls think it's asur.
It's not wrong, yeah.
Most of these girls think it's asur because that's what they're told it's them. It's asur. They're never told. No, technically, it's not asur. It was a gezerah for Rabbi Gershom, and at this point, it's been done for the past 500 years. At this point, it's just a societal standard. Most of these girls think it's asur. So that's why Shimon is saying you learn with them. It's not you gotta bring them books. You show them it's not right. Once that it's normal. Once you bring them this, wait. Once you bring them this, they could fight on anything, but they will never fight this. You know what I mean? Once you bring them, yes or no, Rabbi? Once you show them black and white, Rabbi.
Women have pride. There are certain women that have that spirit in them that be like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Blah blah, this type of thing. But in general, women don't want to look bad in front of other women. Number one, they don't want to share their man with anyone else. They're very selfish. This is a selfish generation.
It's true,
right? They don't want to share their man with anybody else. They want to control. They want to dominate the men. They want to dominate the men. So all these are deeper factors than just the text.
No, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yes,
it's not going to happen. But because, like I said, you asked us, do you believe this Torah is emet? Yes. Do you believe Razal? You know, everything those rabbis, they were inspired and they were really difficult. Yes, okay. Now here's what the rabbi said. Here's what the Ben Ishai say. Here's what Rabbi Akiva say. So on and so forth. You don't say it. That's what the first, even for the rabbi. The first thing when I came to learn with him, he said anything I could tell you is a lie unless I open the book and show it to you myself.
I agree with you, but I'm also saying we don't live in a generation that's holding by the Torah.
No, my brother, listen, this is I'm going with you.
Right?
This is like just the same way Rabbi Akiva said, just like I saw the water hitting the rock until it make a hole on it, so too, as you go forward, what was strange become familiar. After 3 months of living with her, for sure her psyche will understand, okay, the light will practice.
I think the aspect maybe is that if she thinks you're just doing it because you just want another option that's not her, I think that might cause a lot.
That's how most of them are going to see it. That's how they're gonna see
But if she sees you're like holy, Shomer hates you're exactly. She's
holding it down in the house.
and you show that you're really like you're real when it comes to Torah. It's what, and then you show her in text. She's never going to think, no, he's only doing it because he wants it. She's gonna
That's
say,
true.
I know my husband. That's not him. So if he's coming to me with this, it's because he has a whole.
Because all the women, even the women who are very against the Torah in this halacha, they always have the limitation when it comes about the big sages. They keep quiet. When you say, oh, this is a Chacham. Oh, it's Baba Saleh. What do you say, Baba Saleh?
You have like 4.
6.
Six.
What do you say? Nobody does. It's mean that, like you said, Rabbi Akiva, it's holding about what you show. If she has the feeling that it's more about tava, she will never contradict the Torah. She'll just be a depressed woman. So it means that you are not showing the thing. But if she said, it's a chacham, I can't even not talk to him. It's too high. It will be more easier to you to bring that topic on the table. And like I said, it's always harder to be the pioneer, to be the people who will say, okay, we have thousands and thousands and thousands of people in that case, and for us, it's a normal situation to handle. But for me, nothing to did that kind of situation that to see if a meet is kosher or not. It's nothing. I just go out. So when you have to write that books and so on, it's all about also being our representation or someone who can defend the situation in a very high and holy way. So I think it's going to be for sure a switch for many people. But when you hold in the minag, how you make a minag to stand is to tell people, look, this is our tradition. You want to marry, minag, you get the minag. You don't want to marry, there's so many options.
I'm just saying, I think it's easier to meet the girl from the beginning and explain to her exactly what you guys are saying. Sit down and learn.
Yeah.
But once you're already in it and you're already living, it's just like that. Certain women have the koach to do it. They have the das, the chokmah, 100%. But most women, to make that switch, even after, I'm talking about an African woman who came in from France or some other place, for her to make that psychological shift to go back to her. I mean, that's
To be patient, different. You're
No,
also African women who don't want it at all.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't want that.
That's what I'm saying.
I really think that it's not on her. It's on. It's really on.
My dad will say that too. He says everything really.
No,
The woman falls in the man.
meaning to say, I think that the only reason a lot of these women say no is that a lot of these men just want to second up.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
It's nothing to do with sex life. It's to do with home building. You're building a
No,
home.
but if
It's even more work for you.
she
having a
knows
second
that you're
option.
just if she knows who you are, and if she's dealing with a man waste seed, swears,
Yeah,
never
but we're not
learns,
even. But we're not-
or he's from, but he's just not
but
there.
I'm saying we're not even at that. We're saying a woman sees you in the house and another woman's there, and you have to say yeah, and you have to talk to her. You have to,
No,
like,
you
No, you cannot. You have to have two
Separate
separate houses. You cannot happen. Your father was a master. This
I think I
is
messed them up because at first they did live separately.
ah
And then my mom made this big thing, no, she should live here, blah, blah, blah. And then that's when a lot of
no
problems happen.
separate houses.
Exactly.
You cannot.
What if you had like to live in a fat mansion that's like 100 acres? You could go, go from the same house.
Be careful with the jealousy. Because what if she's jealous, it can even be jealous on the 100 acres. It's not a problem.
That's
She's
excellent.
excellent jealousy. Buy another 100. 100. What do you want?
I just saying like this.
No, it's
it.
it.
It is.
It's the time. So we say that Husham is related to Nevilot and Trefot.
I think it's related to Husham because that's it got him excited. I think it's related to that.
Nevilot and Trefot.
Whoever's listening to us,
Abishai was silent. Abishai était silencieux. Il dit ça, c'est pas des. It's not my discussion. No, I'm blocked.
C'est heureux avec lui.
Comme il dirait, j'ai entendu une fois un blague à Congolais. On lui a dit ça, sois heureux avec une. Il dit heureux, ça prend un X à la fin.
He's a cheat.
Sois content.
La joie, ça m'écrit. Parce que il
Joie.
apprends-moi à laisser.
Exactement. Parce que si ta femme, elle veut pas, de toute façon, il n'y a rien qui va se passer. Donc, ne sais pas encore que...
Elle sait.
Là, il flex.
La musique de Québec, là. Le binet m'en veut pas. Non, je veux, laisse la musique. C'est chaud.
So he said, Nevilot Trefot, ונבלה עשינו בישראל, והוספנו סרע בגזל ובגניבה. So he said, what is Nevilot Trefot? For sure, it's by eating. For sure, it's also by improper relationship, intimating. And also, he said every time, Chaz Shalom, gezel, gonev, tu voles, tu commets des forfaits. This is also Husham. Husham is the guy, is the scammer.
What does he scam? Money?
Yeah, also money, gezel.
Oh, he's a thief.
He also, yeah. גנבה, ופגמנו הוא בשני שלישים התחתונים שבציפרת, ובשליש העליון שבו. הוא מנו ב... אוקיי. רבי שמעון, give you one pasuk of the Pirkei Avot, qui peut parler de Husham.
Oui, 6. Rabbi Nechunia ben Akane.
Hey, Rabbi Nechunia ben Akane.
Says, if someone takes upon himself the yoke of Torah, the yoke of government and the yoke of worldly responsibilities are removed from him. But if someone throws off the yoke of Torah from himself, the yoke of government and the yoke of worldly responsibilities are placed upon him.
Because when that two yokes are on you, you start to deal with Nevilot and Trefot. You say, yeah, I have to pay my taxes, I'm gonna make the taxes, so you make double combination, 3 combination, 4 combination, 5, 6, 7. Done.
Could we say that the yoke of government and worldly ours, first one, second one?
Yeah, the first
I'm coming from a place of healthy.
Yeah.
It's not about more women. I'm saying some real things.
Fourth. Rabbi Natan Hanan, who's the fourth king?
So you had to overcome Gezel for Khushi.
Yeah.
Adad ben Nadab. Bedad.
It's crazy that this is what the seven spirit, this is what the HaOMer is about. Never imagined. That's it. That's it.
For us, it's all
Kind of kindness of kind. Be kind. Kind with limitations.
Deux, c'est transaction et quoi?
Où?
Deux,
Transgressions.
transgression.
It's Taiba. It's Taiba.
So, Adad
Adad. Bedad.
ben Bedad.
Ben Bedad.
Adad ben Bedad. So what is for Adad ben Bedad? Kavana, סוף שבוע רביעי. רחמים וכל הסגולות הספירת, ואתה עלינו ברוב תתעורר חכמיך ותשוב, וזה ספירות נצח. בסגולת הספירת HaOMer והשעה פגמנו הוא בשבוע זעות וצמחו תסלח את כל חטאותינו בעוונותינו ופשענו אשר פגמנו הוא בעריות. אז בדדן, it's all the גילוי עריות. C'est tous les relations interdites. גילוי עריות.
So it's almost like very similar to like Nevelot and Klifot and stuff.
This way is different because it's, you see the Nun, Gimel, Nun, Shin, Gimel, Zain. Yeah.
So,
Non, parce que j'ai pas.
You see behind me? This one.
Okay. C'est ça?
Yeah. Tu vois la souris?
Ouais.
Nun, it's for Nida.
Ah.
Shin, it's for Avishai. Shifra.
Shifra, c'est une servante, n'est-ce pas?
Yes.
yeah, Radisha, his conversion's hard.
These guys are even like the rabbi.
What is Gimel? Goya. And what is Zain?
Zeti?
No.
Zona.
Yafé, Zona. This is the Gilui Rayot on these 4 types of women if you fall on it.
Okay, so let's break that down.
Yes. Adad ben Bedad, I come to get you.
Is here.
This is Nida. It's all the women shall not use. Even if she's not married, but she's not yours. Why you go and you start to
This hug stuff.
hug?
Holy
Yeah.
brother stuff.
Yeah, the Holy Brother stuff.
Nida. That is Shifra. We know about Shifra. The Haitian mate. No. People were not mates.
That's amazing though.
They all my mates. Holding my second wife. They are all people holding my mates. I want mates.
En Afrique, on a ça. C'est une culture en Afrique.
That's a way to get there.
Non, maids.
Ah, mais c'est
My cousin
Non,
maids. Ah, okay. Two stories.
Rabbi, the maid in that place.
No, they're not Polish. They're just maids.
No, but I'm saying the maid, but that's like the graduation could be.
No, mates is like
Maids are just
Shifra.
maids.
The only contract she has is the contract of working and cleaning.
You could elevate that contract. I'm saying that's easy. She's already in the house, she's working, she's a maid.
No, we know the story of the maids. In Africa, all the maids.
It's a normal thing.
Yeah.
They graduate.
Yeah. You see, all the African movies, it's like theater like this. Always the story starts with the maids. The maids.
The ways they're willing. They're willing.
Yeah.
I was raised.
You see her cleaning, you see the father of the house.
Forget looking. You just go
You
like
see-
this.
You see, giving the food. I always make the same joke. From it's it was so good. It was the maid. It's a funny joke. The joke.
Before you go to sleep, she has to massage your head to sleep and stuff like
Hey, what is
that. I
that?
was making this.
I should.
I knew.
Go.
Man, that's how I was making it.
All the crazy Congolese people will all just put them on the boat.
It's like-
It's in the name.
Crazy.
Massage your head when you sleep.
Yes.
The brain circulation.
That's how I slept like that up to when I was 13 before I went to America.
That's why you want mate.
Yes.
No,
Massage me and whatever.
but the thing, he's mad because he left before the time the maid graduated. He was like 13, 14.
It was too nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough.
Maybe he had stayed like 15, 16. 15, 16.
When he started to be mad, he was mad.
My cousin, they used to love coming over just for the maid. I had this one girl named Mimos. She was a little fine and stuff like that. They used to love coming over just for her. Mimos. They loved her. She always was nice, smelling good. Mom,
She Asian?
No, she was
No.
Asian.
Asian.
Mimos is Asian?
It's a flower.
yeah, man. Oh, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a good one. I still remember her to this day.
I know it's
That's not a bad strategy. That maid strategy is not a bad strategy.
No, my
It's a
uncle,
shift.
my uncle has a
You
big
get it, like
right
she's in the
now.
house, she's helping, she becomes good with the wife.
It's not even in the Torah.
The-
Maids. What's a Ben Ishai? We studied it for a few weeks. Don't let the maids change the sheet of the bed. Don't let them do
Put some
something.
energy in.
Yeah, because
The food, the sheep.
yeah, it's no.
Come back.
No,
This is my whole life.
when I was in
My
Congo,
whole life.
I was living with my mother's brother. I had made it for years.
She knows stories.
and one day I wake up, my uncle's about to go to work. The maid is tying his shoe. I look at this one. He's tying his shoes. Now thinking back,
Moi, je me suis su, j'ai
He
un
ate
frère
for
comme
sure.
ça,
He
qui
ate for sure.
une servante. Je me rappelle, j'avais une servante comme ça. À chaque fois, mon père voulait la laisser tout seul avec mes cousins. Elle ne voulait pas rester. Elle voulait juste rester quand mon père est là. Tout seul. Et après, j'ai entendu qu'elle était enceinte. Et
Mario.
après, mon père l'a envoyé, m'a viré.
You like this wild stuff. You're my tongue. Nobody else will be able to eat stuff like this stuff when he takes it.
This is the at that point you see how the scripture has traveled overseas. It's the same thing. The same thing.
Same
Yeah. We have to keep all the muscle in Africa.
But what I see that is
Nobody
really
is.
the Masoret of before the flood. So we have a problem with that because
It's
it's
not a problem.
but that's what they used to do.
It's not a problem. Because the generation of the flood is all about the souls of Adam Arishon seeds. Very high souls, which need to be fixed in four levels. We miss the flood, we miss the Babel, and Mitzrayim it works. And after it means that the people the souls of Pessah are the same. So if there is no flood, there is no Pessah. If there is no Babel, there is no Pessah. It's like a whole cycle.
So it's the Rebbe that have to deal with this situation that we saw last week. Because this is really what it is. There is always the Meriapane.
Well, what do you think? What do you think that Moshe Hashem said? Okay, Elia Mishpatim. Okay, what does the Mishpatim? Okay, Gilui Rayot, this married, this one, permit, not permit. It's all about that. Because they were used with another culture. We came from different countries. So Moshe now is bringing them instead of the Israel. So he said, okay, here is what is permitted, what is forbidden. Because you may have seen other things in other places. So we give you what you need.
But what you saw is also today, because with HaOMer we figure out all this, but it will never become like an obligation. That's what it's all about. Is that for some people will be fitting, and for others not.
No, because you're taking from the corner of logicality of the 24th century. Keep in mind what we saw yesterday in Rabbi Nechunya ben Achim. He said in the Machpelah, all of them they have doubled, full wife.
Okay,
Yeah, he said it.
so we're holding by, you need to have a second wife now?
But what he said. He said it's all the secret. So that's why now the purpose for us is to bring Rachel to be buried in Machpelah.
Si on veut faire on peut dire la première femme de la Torah. Pour certaines personnes, ça peut fonctionner comme ça.
Bien sûr, mais la question elle ne se pose pas quand tu vois le texte, c'est aussi clair. It's telling you what's happened. C'est the only one you don't have to, even we don't have a passage where it says the opposite, it's Yitzchak. Because Yitzchak has a feminine soul, can hold some aspect by himself. But all the others.
So everyone have to know what is his shoresh basically, and if they're not from this shoresh of Yitzchak, it's better for them. That's why you said that they have.
Even Yitzchak, he had one second wife, but the Torah said also Milcah had a daughter. When we talk about Rivka, and Rashi said because that daughter of Milcah was supposed to be also a wife for Yitzchak.
Donc, est-ce qu'on peut dire que la première femme c'est la Torah, ou alors ça veut dire que on doit tous arriver à un niveau où on a deux femmes?
Ça dépend le niveau où tu es. Mais la vérité, elle est que quoi? Même si tu tiens même if you hold the fact that Torah is your first wife and second wife is your first wife, is your wife, you have to know that you will deal with that aspect of back and forth.
Mais alors il y avait aussi une
Oh, sure.
Il en parle pas.
But I have to check, I think yes, I think it's what it says. Yeah. Elle s'appelait Rachel et yeah.
Il s'appelle Yitzchak.
Non,
Il faut déjà être une première femme.
le Harry c'est différent parce que le Harry s'est marié à 14 ans.
Ouais.
C'est pas la même chose.
Donc, par exemple, les gens qui sont dans un système très fermé comme ça, ils se marient très tôt, pour eux, ça va être. Ils ne vont pas avoir à
No, I don't want to go in that point because it will bring you to make rules. The topic is too deep to bring it to rules like it's not because you are full. If you marry early, you don't need to have a second wife. It's something deep because in Sefirat Muna Shlishi, where the level is here, we're talking about the fact that Moshe is buried in Machpelah and so on. He said, all of them, they have double wife. It seems to be, it's like a code. He says you have back and front, back and front, back and front, back and front. It's like Keli ve'or. After, if your generation is not ready, yes, I have no problem. People are not sometimes not ready. But who am I to say no? Some people like they do, the Ashkenazi, they do the promotion of one wife. No, the Torah is telling something else. It says this and this. It meant no promotion for this, promotion of that. Why you want to make drashim to say, no, really, 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 when you think you need one. Okay, so what are you saying about our fathers?
But they never, when you say that to them, no, or if you talk about the Avot, it's before and then you start
communities. I mean, you read the superstars. You had old communities on in the Middle East.
Yeah, also the Hebrew
Old communities.
Me personally, according to what Rabbi Nechunya is today, it seems to be that there is a tikkun that you can achieve by marrying back and front. It doesn't mean that all the women that you will be desire will be the representative of back and front.
I am willing to do that. That I
Ça ne veut
want
pas dire que toutes les femmes que tu vas être attiré, c'est La face, c'est l'arrière. But you can say, every man, 99% they will tell you, yes, I'm married 40 years with my wife.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like this. So if you talk from if you talk from a very Kashmir corner, it's funny. But we are in Sefirat Munash Lishi. Give it to any rabbis. He knows it. Is explain it to me. One of my rabbis was talking. How can you study? It's too high. He said, look, there is a secret in Me'arat Machpelah, where what's it Machpelah is doubled, where all of them, the 5 who are buried there, they say, what are the 5? 3 are revealed, 2 are hidden. The revealed, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, hidden, Moshe, and Adam. So he said, based on that, both, all of them, they have the aspect of double.
But Rabbi, and even like say dealing with issues in like say in North America, right? You have black guys, they got 4 or 5 baby mamas. Normal.
It's done already.
Yeah, it's done. But I'm saying going back to those guys and saying, you know what? If you marry all these women, if you marry them and give them contracts and deal with them, they're already living separate. They already
Unless you keep the thing, let's be color.
But you do it, which you bring down into this world for yourself. Unbelievable
Because you want to make things right. You want to be in the eyes and good in the eyes of God.
But if your wife, if she's not there preaching that to them, that's when it's a disconnect.
Yes.
You're right in a sense because the black people in the South, when they came as like a community, they were all holding by multiple wives. And you see the elder, they are stable and strong. Exactly. And the women, they are promoting the fact that they cannot deal with one man alone, so they need multiple.
Oh, they're saying they can't deal with.
Yeah, the women say that. I heard it. They say we don't have enough. Like our plea is not. Our men are strong. They need like more women and whatever. So
we can't deal with them one-on-one.
Exactly. And all kind of explanation. But you see that now the new generation, because the women also, they don't hold like this. They're like more into the like Western culture and stuff.
They said it. Whatever like this, want to keep all this for them.
Exactly. And now the community is pretty much destroyed. A lot of baby mama all over the place, and no one is stable.
Both of you were saying the same thing.
They would have had baby mamas.
I heard what you both said. One thing I understood why these women are like that, because the idea of Shefa is not preached to them.
At all.
Because the way they come, say somebody's gonna take my place. If you're gonna buy me $20,000 diamond ring, somebody is gonna have to split in 10. But no, so if you could preach to them, say no, not only you could get the 70,000, by adding, you could get 100K diamond ring. You understand? I'm just giving you a mashup like that. You understand?
Because they
if you're preaching Shefa to them, more Shefa for you,
because like you said, they were all about building community.
Building community.
About like,
but even that, this is how you're teaching them. Understand? If you're preaching Shefa to them,
it's a whole different conversation.
That's it.
It's a complete.
Say, you know what? I'm giving you $5 right now. But
slowly, you have to be patient.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm talking about we're going into the lion's den. When we go into America, people are going to come with problems, issues, and they're going to want solutions immediately.
That's why this time is for American also, because
for us.
Yeah, first, because you will totally be able to relate to what they need. But the Ashkenazi rabbi will be like, oh, I saw that.
No, but I'm saying these women, even the resources that they have, this woman's working over there, if their resources were just together, this one's taking care of the kids on this day, they're all related.
I'm sorry, I think you're right on the fact that if we had some information before some period, we may have made a different choice.
Yeah.
Ouais, pour ça touche pas les chametz. But you know, she can get it fast. Just be patient. More than what you think. She can understand this point. but she needs to feel secure. Just that. Just that. Ask to the master. The master.
He's powerful. He underestimates it.
No, I know I'm powerful. I just don't do. I just don't want to do. Because I like my freaking peace, man. I like my peace.
You can say the world if you want to.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know that.
Essaie de le tourner, Rabbi Akiva.
Oh, I got wine in it. Let me take the wine.
Look at your wine.
The wine came to you.
He's like, I didn't know it was going to freeze like that.
Very French. Very French.
No comment.
You think the wine is
Glass
warm?
of
Ouais, je vais faire
It's going to be like ice.
It's like a glass.
Maybe not. We got ice in the smoothie. Oh, the whole thing popped off?
Wow. Let's just deal with one problem. Let's just deal with one problem.
Why are you bringing down the conversation?
I'm not.
No, you bringing down the conversation.
Yo, Simon, est-ce que tu crois que je cherche que je cours après une situation pareille?
Non. Ça viendra pour ça, viendra.
Hein? Ça vient, aucun pas de problème. Moi, je cherche pas. Moi, je cherche l'oseille, moi. Je m'en fous. Moi, je cherche l'oseille. Tu cherches mimouse. Moi, je suis campé sous code, man. C'est ça, c'est tout.
Il faut que tu dis, I want to taste the street while you like the bread.
Non, ça, c'est... Tu manges et tu pars.
Mimosa!
I don't know why. I don't know why I found wine didn't freeze. Is it vodka and like whiskey? That doesn't freeze.
No, when you have one, it's freezed
It
automatically.
freeze. I didn't know.
It's arak doesn't freeze.
All this talk of second wife was making me hungry.
Like
Eating.
Your mom.
I'm like, yo, why am I so hungry? Seriously?
I was like,
Why am I so
which one
hungry?
am I here? Let's be real with your son. Which one am I? Be honest with your son.
You're all of them.
You are.
More
You're not 4 out of 4. Yeah.
You're a savage.
You're a savage. You're all
So
over.
far, you're 4. That's what they're saying. I didn't say this.
You are 4.
Then I felt that too. I felt that. As soon as I heard the name Adad, I'm like, I know this guy. As soon as I heard the name Adad,
I can tell him what to do.
I know this guy.
Ramesh, c'est qui Ramesh, Rabbi Ishai? Ah, c'est Rabbi Ishai le Ramesh ici?
Adad is not paid.
Salma ou Samla?
Samla.
Samla mimasreka.
I was always thinking I was close to Samla back then. But I feel like
Samla, it's like all the converts.
Adad, like when I see him, I'm like, yo, that's my guy.
Yeah, but Samla is like all the converts were inside.
Oh,
So Samla, il te dit quoi? Il te dit Mimosa.
she
sounds.
No, she was a little bad one too. She was 18 or something. 18. She was a little bad one too. I remember.
After it was the talk between cousins. You know Mimosa?
Forget that. Stronger. My cousin don't let that shit.
Yeah.
Every time he come visit us, because he lives in southern Haiti, before he leaves, he has to confess all his sins to me. He said, you see the smooth right there, you know, the little red one, you know what I mean? Don't worry, never go there, it's a tunnel. Mimos, she was playing hard to get. Yes, the truth. He had to confess everything before he goes.
So he said, Samla, he said, oh là, c'est pas comme nous. ותמחול את תסלח. כל חטאותינו ועוונותינו ופשענו, אשר פגמנו בעריות. So it's the same thing. Always nida shifra goya. Zona,
Same thing?
yeah. But now we are talking on the lower dimension. Why? Because we know that Netzar and Od, they are one actually.
Yeah.
So meaning that this and this will be the same. But what we had in Samla, it's in this Gilgul and the previous one.
Oh, wow. But how is it relevant in this lifetime, which is the previous good?
Because sometimes you make mistakes about Nida, Shifra, Goya, and Zona because of the bills you have from the past.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Some people, it's like written in their DNA will fall in this seal.
You have to go there.
Yes, this is the way you will show that the Teshuvah is standing now.
So, like, say you have a student, and that student just has this taiva to be with Goyim. Like, bro, why? Why? You say this go hold into.
Yeah, 7. You say, you know
He
what?
doesn't even know what.
You say, no, when we'll be in the 5th week of the Sefirat HaOMer, come to see me. We're going to make some prayers. We're going to make bakashot.
Should he fast?
If you can fast, yes, it's better. Just bakashot, because you know that he's holding in something connected to that. It's not normal. The guy is.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. He's young. No, it's completely part of his life. And when it's in Netzah, it's like the guy, he made it by himself. He started that sin in that life by himself. It's not the result of a bill from previous lives. C'est pas le résultat d'une facture des présentes vies. וחשכנו באורות אדר כבוד ועוד בתת לאחים הורינו. So okay, this is the same thing, but we have the aspect of Gilgul. Abisha, je peux t'embêter de me faire un petit truc, un café, s'il te plaît. 6.
Moi, c'est dur. Je pense que le côté Ashkenaz, là, Rabbi Gershon, il a un peu. Il doit avoir un peu de café là-bas. Hein.
Rabbi Shimon, il lutte contre ce. Il a 50% de contre. It's 50-50. He has a roadside. No! One, Gershom, Rabbeinu Gershom. And the other side, he said, "Oh, Africa." Yeah,
I think it's better right now because you're all like so comfortable in
Just need to one right.
It doesn't like me parce que ton père est africain, donc tu vas selon le minhag de ton père.
Bien sûr, mais tu peux comprendre que
it's not real question. It's the first question. He's African.
He's African.
He's holding everything as African.
Exactly.
He just wants to convince himself that it's also half white. Just that. We'll be the son. Rabbeinu Gershom, man. Like it's just a cover.
who have white women and you
All of us have white.
yeah, your son will be like me. I'm telling you, this is a battle, but at the end of the day, like you say, Africa will always win. But you know, because you have your Ima side.
No, yeah, the Ima side.
Hey.
It could be worse for the guys who are like mixed. Because when it comes out, they could really come out.
Yes, or it's really.
I know really come out.
No warning. Bang!
Yeah, oh.
So now, Savoir Shishi. Shaul. King Shaul is from that root also. So what is Shaul? So you know that the 6th week is very special because you have in that week the Yesod of Yesod. A whole night we study also. That's why in the picture we'll see, we'll have a specific tefillah for the limud of Yesod Teva Yesod that we say before we start to study that night. But what is the tikkun of that week? C'est quoi le tikkun? V'timchol v'tislach. I'm the second paragraph. Timchol v'tislach. Kol ashmotenu asher ashamnu ve'pagamnu be'od brit kodesh. Chotama de malka v'kelkenu tzinochot הקדושה, כי מפני הרעה נעצרה הצדיק צדיק ורע לו, אשר פגמנו ומנענו 5 חסדים ו5 גבורות מלהר. So basically said, It's when you damage, it's basically the pipes of Shefa, which are supposed to come down from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to you. That pipes of Shefa, they are here, they are damaged. Hashem never asks you to damage them. You have to let them, because the Shefa for him, it's the way to you, for him to send to you Chidushim. Parce que ces canaux-là, c'est le moyen pour lui t'envoyer des Chidushim. So you made your mistake, yes. But there is the sin behind all this is that you damage the Brit Code, the Brit Mila. Il y a une faute derrière ça, c'est tu as endommagé la Brit Mila. The Shefa is meaning basically that blocking the Shefa, it's a Isur. Bloquer la Shefa, c'est un Isur. So see what's happened? He said, I thought she at
Yes, sir.
So I said, צדיקים, הוא פגמנו בכוח אותיות המילוי ומילואו לשם אבסק ובן. So what did you do basically when you broke the shefa? You damage the letters of Ab, Sag, Ma, and Ben. Tu as dommagé les couleurs des kochot de Ab, Sag, Ma, Ben. והיה בסוד שישי, התאה ישוב להיות ה' שישה כלומר בהבאה חמישה חסידים וחמישה גבורות ואשר נועלנו ואשר חטאנו ואשר פגמנו והיינו מפחידים אלוף צדיק מצדק וצדיק ועד והיה בסוד שישי והתאה ישוב לחבר עם האוהל להיות אחד צדיקים יושבים ועטרותיהם וראשיהם והיה שישים מוכתח וכתר השם כי כלנו בנוסף גם הוא לתקן ולהאיר כל היפול ונופל בעוון גם בריתנו שפע הבהמה לנאי דזה לאחור ולאור לפנים פגמנו בשמות הקדושים. You also damage plus of the damage you made on Absagma Ben, Absagma, sorry. Donc, en plus des dommages que tu as fait dans Ab Sagema, tu as aussi déménagé Ab Kasa, Sag and Eke. This is the Brit Kodesh. Last week, dernière semaine.
So remember, damaging this.
Yeah, in the way that you block the Shefa. It's a Isur to create any kind of blockage when the Shefa works comes down. It's like you want to don't give access to Ein Sof to any Jewish soul. So this is, you made the sin, the pleasure, the tava you get, it's a mistake, it's a sin, but also the member itself, the organ itself of Brit Milah being damaged, it's Shaul. What is the purpose of Shaul? Is just to say, I don't care how it's going to be. Nida, Shifa, Zona, Eshet Ish, masturbation. I don't care. Do what you want. You will pay. I just want to touch that place. And to make that the stability of all the spheres will not be standing. He is obsessed about you seeing your foreskin coming back on this place. Wow. This is Shaul. Wow. To bring you back.
But how's that so different than the other? You saying the other ones are, they have a taiva for Nida or Goya, whatever, and they're not necessarily thinking about that aspect of the Yesod. They're just thinking about that. This person knows that this is going to grow back. This is like the Chacham. This is like the Chacham in a way.
It's like this. There's a difference between someone who have lost seeds and made many mistakes with women, and someone lost seed and never made any mistake with women.
Hey.
In the both case, we have ta'avot. But what's happened in that case, the member is not touched.
So how's he losing the seed?
Because it's by our own actions. But the member will be damaged by the fact that you enter in a place. It's not the same level.
So the guy who never had relations, only doing and he hadn't really done anything. You're saying that Darren comes so you hurt yourself. He's never done that, but he's already 6 months. What has he really done?
It's done that the seed went out, not inside of another place. This is the seed. Because every time seed goes out, you have to be sure that it's going in the womb.
Okay.
Even that case, you have to go to the mikveh. But this is just bringing seeds out without vessels, this is what it paid. But the one who put his sword in places, you're touching the body, the roof, and it is Shaul. His purpose is that things go somewhere.
In Black Shepherd.
Yes.
Oh, it's good to
So-
be married.
You just realized it now. After you're married.
We've been talking about multiple wives all the time.
Yeah.
So come to the conclusion that it's good news.
So basically, a guy who doesn't put it in a place is not blocking his shepherd.
It's like this. Basically, here, his purpose is to say, like we said here, by diminishing the physicality of this member, you block the pipes, the tinorot, shel shefa. This is his purpose, is to touch you in the physicality, to make that pipes to be closed. Basically, to make instability in the 6 Sefirat, will only have 5. Because the 6th one was supposed to receive everything, will be done. In the other cases, let's say, in the case where the guy is just losing seeds, but he never had any relationship with women. It's not about his shefa. It's about impurity he's bringing on himself because that seed's going out.
Which the impurity he brings on himself is if its body or his spiritual body is not pure, he's not gonna reveal light, which the light usually revealed on Shefa and Bene Chai Mezonet.
So not the same thing. Because Bene Chai Mezonet, you cannot experience it while you're not married. So it's not part of this shefa. Because Bene Chai Mezonet, really, when you're married, you have to see the children, the house, and the food.
So basically, cheating is really Black Shefa.
Yes.
Yeah. And marriage is good.
I get it.
You learned something today.
Cheating bad, marriage good.
Yes. Because it's the fact of being of using that member and to putting it in the place is worse. Putting in the place and lose something is worse than just losing without putting it in the place. That's why the sage said that the lost seed of Adam is very high because the souls are only masculine. Very high. That's why when you bring them back, they become the Rev Rav.
The chat word, they said the other side.
Yeah, and then the thing is, even with the cheating thing, it's like you're basically saying that I'm not a king, I'm not a man. Like I need to
For sure.
take a woman, put her in the mikvah. I mean, if you want to go that far, you know.
I'm evaluating all aspects of it. Which one
What
makes
do you
more
mean? You
financial
can't. What do you
sense?
think about you? You should be begging you to speak.
I'm not saying I'm thinking about it. I'm just
No,
saying
no,
I'm
no.
evaluating. Yo, welcome back, Pessah. Welcome back, Pessah. I'm not saying I'm thinking that, especially in camera and stuff.
You're a king.
I'm just saying, like, I will ask, because when you're a rabbi, when men come and tell you something like that, you gotta know what to tell them. You know what I mean? You cannot make him feel bad.
So what do you say to Rabbi to your student that can say, Rabbi, how much it on?
My brother.
My brother.
I understand. first you have to understand why you feel like he needs to do it.
Because I grew up with mimosa, he said.
Okay, so how about we take mimosa to the next level, see if we could bring mimosa in a spiritual realm so that way you don't have to block your Shabbat like you just taught me. Huh? That's it. I need to know.
I want to connect with mimosa.
I need to understand this because when people come to you tomorrow, you got to know what to tell them, and you cannot make them feel bad about themselves.
Never.
Ever.
It's a soap.
Ever.
I remember when my dad said to me once,
I did not get
You never tell them, oh, you're not looking as a king anymore. You got to first sympathize as the
I
man.
could tell you like that, but the guy was coming down.
Because if he has to come tell you
It's
that,
like
that's
this.
when he feels bad. That's the part of him that feels bad about it. And you have to sympathize. You have to.
Let's consider that we have a car.
Yes.
The C4 and 5, it's basically you put the wrong fuel inside of the car. You put the wrong fuel, so it will damage the car for sure, but the fuel is wrong. And here, the car itself is touched. Because the car will be what will be used to go from the point A to point B. That's la voiture même qui est touchée. So like this is the fuel of the car. This is the car itself. With all these things, the lighting and going. So for sure, the bad fuel will damage your car. But at least at the end, you bring it to the guy. He removes all the fuel, he clean it. The car will be here. But here the car is damaged. No matter the fuel you put inside. No matter what you put, the car cannot move. It's finished. You see the difference between this and this.
I remember it's something my dad told me. I remember once, like I was doing some projects, whatever. I did this like press conference, whatever. And my dad called me right when I left. He just started talking to me about cheating. I was with this girl, whatever. He started talking to me about cheating. He said, you know why men cheat? Men don't cheat because of the woman or even the problems that they have at home. They cheat because they want to be connected to shame. He said, and that's why a lot of guys, they go in their career, they go up higher. He said they want to feel this sense of shame. And so that shame is why they go after the other one. It's not the type, it's shame. He said to the point, he says he wants the wife that he's with to eventually find out. You know what happens? The wife doesn't break up with him. She finds out, but she starts treating him like a child because he's in a state of shame.
So why would he want? Who wants to be in a place?
Because it's a type.
No, who wants to be in a
to
place
feel bad about yourself, to not feel good about people do all the time.
You're saying you reach such a high level in your career or whatever, and you're like the model, right? And sometimes for certain people, that's too much. They just want to be like everyone else.
Well, they don't want to feel clean. They don't want that responsibility.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They don't want that responsibility on the right. They just want so what they do something so that people see them differently.
They absolve themselves.
Then they absolve all the responsibility.
But he's saying the Tyler, in his opinion, he's my guy. He's just speaking for me when I need to hear, but he was saying that the Nakuda of the Taiva is actually this desire to feel shameful about oneself. To not feel good about oneself. It expresses itself through women, multiple women, this, the whole thing, separating from your wife and children, the whole thing. And he says, you see these guys, they get caught cheating about their wife. He says, you see them 10 years later, but the wife's talking to them like he's one of the children. He's just walking around like this, and blah, 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 blah. So you never want to be that way. Says, you see another woman, you marry.
For sure, you should have categories people in that logicality. If I talk about Africans ourselves, African, I think it's like this. They really find a real pleasure in cheating. Like,
is it like a sport?
Yeah.
Yeah, really that. It's like a part, expression of kind of level in society, and it's a
kinship. It's a kinship.
Many things. It's like, for example, you go to the village, they will tell you marry.
Yeah.
marry.
How many you want?
But if you go in the town, the city, it's like more the more you have money, the more you have power, the more you have to hold by that. It's like the meal of the greats that's in the Afu.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy enough because sometimes you see people, it's no, okay, who is the guy on the rest of the prison? The guy give the women. Why? Because something with the Brit Mina, with the Tisha is a problem with the Necham. There's a real pleasure, desire of it. Not to be caught, because if he's caught, he will know how to argue. He say, and after he turn it, it's because of you.
You made it.
You chicken of yesterday. Exactly.
Spirit you put in the chicken.
And after he scream, he leaves the house. And he goes
That is true. You said one day. I mean, no, I was a kid. I just got to America. We had a cousin. I mean, he's black. He's my cousin. He's black, even though he's white, but he's black because he's from Haiti.
I mean, the one that's white.
No, Alex. Yeah. He had his girlfriend, and he had another girl that come. And then he come with both of them there, this is my cousin. He already talked to him. Yeah, this is my cousin, this and that. They make them, me. One is standing in the room playing with Diana while he's like serving the other one. And when he's finished, he went to the other one and serving the other one. And they meet like happy ever after, like cousins. My cousin,
Hey.
white guy.
That's a level.
It's all about the maid.
That made, when I went to America, my cousin did that.
No, it was, for sure the Africans I know them now. When they cheat, it's nothing to do with bring shame. It's like
Crazy.
Yeah, they like it.
Why not?
Oh my God.
When you're at that level.
So in a way, my dad's speaking from more of a European
Yes.
structure of
Right.
immersion.
Right. Yes.
Right.
The African,
there's some
a shame. You can say I found him with his methods. So what do? You are not happy. Go back to your village with your mom. It's no shame.
That makes sense. That makes sense why my brother has a Colombian name. And my sister said they're very close.
And when I was growing up,
the main thing I'm telling you, it's a new life. Bring them in as a maid. Why did you throw it out? I'm telling you, the main tragedy.
You're right, man.
But they're white.
Yeah,
Just like
Regarde la vie quelque chose. Je peux pas faire autrement dans ça. Regarde la vie quelque chose. Laisse à tous les frères de gérer ton temps.
Là-haut, c'est un autre niveau. Là, ils sont tous là-haut.
On va prendre le petit Bédaya. Viens, Bédaya. On va prendre les bails du pays.
N'écoute pas ton frère.
La fille à Shlomo.
En deuxième. Lui, c'est pas. Bédaya, là, il va le faire suer. Il va être plus efficace que
Il fait des charmes.
yeah, like say the slang with
You know what? It never bothered me. Even when I was a kid, it never bothered me to get other women other than my mom. I figured that out a long time ago. What bothers me, okay, you want to do that? What do I have to suffer for?
Yeah.
Send money.
Yes.
What does one have to do with it bothered my mom a lot. Sometimes I had to pretend like I cared. I didn't care. I had to pretend like, oh, he's such a bad man because he decided to go with multiple women. But
remember, it's true.
No, but I never actually cared. I only cared the fact that he wasn't taking care of me. To me, it was just like, any woman you guys want. Take care of the kids. Had he taken care of us, I was like,
This,
that's the best.
but that made the things. We have brothers between me and my sister. We have maybe 5 years of difference. So I have 2 brothers between, but it deals. It deals with. We never felt that. Even sometimes, you know when the parents start to talk in code.
Yeah.
You know that's the beef subject. So I guess we have to send money in Congo. So I'm listening.
Western, no?
My mom say,
What?
why? What's happened? No, tu vois, Dieu donné, he's sick. It's the name of the brother. Okay. I was young, so it's the bro. Okay. Because it is.
But to me, it never. The thing that bothered me is he didn't take care of us. The fact that he had more than one.
It hasn't been the same
Because
thing. You just have
someone
one.
explained to you that what was doing was wrong. Maybe by yourself you did not. Like,
Not the
you know what I mean?
let me say, the person who always tried to make me feel like it was wrong was my mother.
Yeah.
But the Mongol blood in me was so strong that I never
Yeah,
cared.
yeah.
I never saw why it was wrong. The only thing I saw wrong is that you're not taking care of yourself. Oh, no, it's wrong.
I understood by myself because he was saying, "Oh, I understood by myself that she had another wife, and that's why I had my little brother." Because I asked, so, but you were in Africa together with Ima, yes. My brother is born in the same time you were in Africa, so you were still with my mother when the other is born. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I was 5 years old.
And then he says,
Il a le sang germain. Et le sang.
ne les écoute pas.
Non, la vérité, c'est que
Something
il y a beaucoup, comme il dit Rabbi Mordechai, beaucoup de femmes, surtout ashkénazes, elles ne sont pas encore prêtes à entendre ces choses. Elles sont pas émotionnellement. Si tu leur ramènes la Torah, elles vont comprendre. Mais émotionnellement, il y a quelque chose dans la structure sociétale ashkénaze et en général. There is something in the structure of Ashkenazi world today that is so opposite to that. They really become European.
Yeah.
They're really European. It's
Yeah.
like my wife and my wife.
Like the nuclear family.
Exactly. Yeah. Like they go together, hand by hand, and you see the man is like old and like life was so hard.
His best years when he played football.
You say in Africa, someone holding his woman in the hand. Crazy. Okay.
It's true.
Yeah.
I need to start doing
I bet Africa's pretty.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, I respect because it's your culture. And things are honey, how are you? Honey, it's honey. My father was calling my mom with sounds. Sounds like this. She is, even if she can be in the next room. She is. Yes.
That's the other extreme. You could say, like
Wife. Even as I even don't say.
wife.
Well, I think what I'm getting from today's share is like about this aspect of Pessah and the HaOMer connecting to the real shorish, correcting real midot, connecting to this and that. Like for us, we really have to think about that European that's inside of us, and how much. Whatever.
Go.
I was going to say, like, how much of that European thinking process is who we are, has made up so much of who we are, to the point where our shore starts talking to us, and we're like Rav Shimon, he's like, our shore starts talking, we're like, oh, go away, go back, get down in there, But I'm saying that's all of us all the time, and really, it's not the shores of our culture; it's really our relationship with Hashem.
Yes.
This is really the issue. It's like we're so Europeanized in our thinking that the Torah itself is a contradiction to our thinking.
That's why, like I said yesterday, Shabbat, for me, when I start to study sword, seriously, I start to be ashamed from my culture.
Yeah.
I start to be
All
very
of us.
proud.
All
Very
of us.
proud. And I like I said, I misunderstood all the heritage I received, even in the way to handle the house, the way to make education, the way to connect with the wife. But when you study your Torah seriously, this is exactly what you find at the end. Our fathers will make mistakes because we didn't have the Torah. So what do you teach to your wife? Nothing.
But you have the spirit.
But the
You know
spirit
that
is
don't
here.
talk too much with her.
Because you see that, okay, the family is old, the children are raised. But really, the more you study, the more I became proud. And once I got this proudness, when you get this proudness, no one can make you doubt.
Yeah.
It's finished.
This is the point of the Torah, no?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah.
So just go deep, or like you do. All this concept, break them, bring them down, expose them, talk. Like this, you will see that even that voice will not stand at all.
Yeah.
Because we see that proudness. Because today I know for sure that the education I receive, it's the closest ever from the Torah that everything, any kind of education that I have in the world. Not that Torah that they sells, but that Torah which is really, really hidden in our higher level of our sage, in terms of value, ethic, morality. Because they connect the fact that you will be exposed with 2, 3 wives that will have a lower level of morality and ethics. Wrong. They sell it.
You even have higher, because you are responsible for these lies.
You know, in Senegal, marrying a second wife is a social issue. You cannot have money and let a woman without house, without family, being hanging out.
Give my coach for that.
And your wife, she beat you. How can you let her? Because you let her, what's happened? It's all the beginning of immorality in a society.
That's what we see here.
And I said it before, and I'm not saying Mersharim is a perfect place because there's some creepy stuff that go on underneath.
Yeah.
But the one thing I learned about Snoot is that Snoot is not just about a woman's individual expression of concealment and modesty. It's a communal standard.
Exactly.
And because of that, it's hard for a guy. The guy has to go to Tel Aviv to really creep.
Yes.
Or he may know
I've
that.
seen it.
Or he may have that one brothel he goes to. Or
Yes.
maybe there's someone in there showing that he could creep around and sleep with, whatever.
I see
Yeah.
But as a community, you can't do that.
Black and white.
You can't just be walking the streets at night.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And the women, because the women are so bonded through the snoot, it makes it very hard for low character men
Exactly.
to manifest.
Okay, you're very right. I cannot tell you how high and how holy will be a city where every single woman is married. You cannot imagine the holiness of that place. If you see, we never had the chance to see that. But the city, except the young, okay, every woman married.
Even the older one who's divorced.
Married.
Yeah.
Everybody. You will see suddenly the face, the behavior of people on the streets not the same. You see, quiet. What's up? And everybody, okay, this one is married 1, this one 2, this one 3, this one. Okay. But everybody have a situation.
Right.
No
And
one
happier.
is vying this one situation. No one. It's like, this is a challenge to have cities where everybody is married. You don't know what shefa you have that weeks. And they're holding the Mishpacha properly. So let's finish. Just Shivi'i. That is the last one. In all the Siddur, we have no prayers. Remember last year? But here in the Siddur, better we have the Tefillah. So c'est quoi la septième semaine? שבעת ימי השבוע ותמחות תסלח כל עוונותינו והשמטנו אשר הבינו פשענו ואשמנו ופגמנו בכבוד עוד כבוד מלכות צדק כל עולמיים ונתנו פגם בקדשי שמיים וקלקלנו צינורותיהם ואיתנו רביבין השיבתם וחרבנו גבול הרשע ופרצנו גדער ושלחנו באר. So say what's happened with the last, it's basically when you damage the holiness, it's a balchana. I will spend tomorrow, going to study more. When you diminish the kavod
Someone?
of
Another person?
no of the kavod of Adar. Basically, you made sins which bring Mashiach not to come so fast. ברוך אדוני אמן ואמן. תודה רבה צדיקים.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Rabbi.
It's preventing the Mashiach, because the Zohar says, which quote said, Gemara somewhere, that Mashiach can come to all the souls of the
Oh,
earth.
damn.
So he said,
Mary.
Rabbeinu Gershom, preventing our
Il a tué. תודה רבה, רבי רחל, רבי בנימין, רבי אלעזר, he was there also.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Bye. No, it was